His morning crew with Rob, Allison, and Jim.
Trudy Cathy White is the daughter of the founders of Chick-fil-A. She was a Chick-fil-A restaurant operator at just 19 years old. She and her husband served as missionaries in Brazil. They founded Lifeshape and Impact 360 Institute. We're honored to have Trudy with us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Allison. Great to be with you.
Yeah, so I want to know if you're aware of the fierce debate that is swirling among Chick-fil-A fans. I mean, they're arguing over whether nuggets or strips are better. And in fact, comedian John Crist has been very vocal about his support for chicken strips.
He'll be like, John, nuggets are better. I like nuggets. First of all, are you 6 years old? Hey, can I get some chicken nuggets? Oh yeah, you want milk or a juice box with that? They don't come in dinosaur shape. I'm sorry. If you're just like a dude ordering chicken nuggets alone, they might as well just be like, hey, it's $5.99. We need your credit card and your man card.
So we must know, Trudy, are you team nugget or team strip?
For me, it's Team Nugget.
Oh!
Really?
Why Team Nugget?
Oh, I don't know. I just grew up eating those nuggets, and that's what I love. I'll get the strips from time to time, for sure.
Yeah, because you do have to, spread the
There
fun.
you go.
Yeah,
Neat.
Absolutely. Your dad is absolutely amazing, and I know you've lived through some of the struggles of Chick-fil-A. I mean, in fact, the second restaurant burned to the ground completely, and we're so curious, how did watching your dad impact you during those times?
Oh, well, Dad and Mom were great role models for us, and I think particularly when it comes to writing this book around the theme of mountains, I think about the mountains that I saw my Mom and Dad walk through. You mentioned the fire at the second restaurant. My dad often said, that was an awful time. It was tragic for all the family. It was devastating for my dad, but it put him back in his first restaurant, and he goes as far to say that maybe he would have never invented Chick-fil-A if God hadn't put him back in that first restaurant. So what happens? We found out that in adversity and difficulty, oftentimes God ends up using it for our good and for His glory.
And that's definitely the theme of your new book, Climb Every Mountain. I love this story in the book of how you met your husband. You actually hired him to work in your Chick-fil-A restaurant.
That's exactly right. I was just 19 years old, and John came in the store there to fill out an application. I looked at him and I thought, I think I'd like to hire him. Not because I knew anything about him, but because he was good looking. I mean, how it's typical for a 19-year-old to do such a thing, right?
Yeah.
But you got to tell how you scheduled his shifts.
Yeah. So I found myself kind of falling in love with him, and I was nervous because he was going to college and meeting other young ladies, and I thought, I'm his boss. I'm making out his schedule every week. He doesn't have to be free on Friday nights or Saturday nights to go out with girls, so I would just schedule him to work in the restaurant. Very strategic, huh?
Very strategic. And now he's your hubby of how many years?
And it worked. So we've been married for 41 years now.
Oh, that is so cool. Congratulations. We're talking to Trudy Cathy White. You know her from Chick-fil-A. Her new book is called Climb Every Mountain, Finding God Faithful in the Journey of Life. Now, here's one thing that you wrote, Trudy. We all face mountains in our lives. The one who made you always made mountains. And although it may feel like much of a blessing at the moment, He's called you by name to climb it. What have you learned by climbing mountains in your own life, Trudy?
Well, here's the deal. When I look at mountains, they've been a symbol of God's character, something that's unchanging, that's steadfast, that represents strength. And at the same time, the mountains are a symbol of our own challenges in life. So here's what I've learned. I've learned that no matter what challenge you go through in life, that God is always there with you to walk you through even the hardest of journeys. And we've been through some difficulties. It's interesting. It doesn't matter who you are or even who you're related to. Life is full of challenges for sure. And it's very comforting to know that God's character never changes throughout any difficulty that we face.
Oh, that's so true. And I can't wait to read the rest of your book, Climb Every Mountain, Finding God Faithful in the Journey of Life by Trudy Cathy White. You can win a copy of Trudy's new book. Text the word CLIMB to 800-447-7234.